Well, this is a significant face-to-face reunion for Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin. You'll remember the last time they were together, it was here in Beijing when they declared that partnership with no limits, and then 3 weeks later, Russia invaded Ukraine. Since then, China has never condemned Russia for the invasion, nor has it called it a war, nor has it outright supported Russia in its offensive in Ukraine. What it has offered is rhetorical support. It's amplified Russian propaganda here. It's backed Russia at the UN, and it's been buying up a lot of Russian oil and gas. But it isn't COVID restrictions, and Russia is literally losing ground in Ukraine. But how far Xi is willing to go to back Putin is unknown. And consider the timing. We are just weeks away from the Communist Party Congress that will give Xi Jinping an unprecedented third term in power. That he's even traveling right now is highly unusual, let alone having it be his first trip abroad since the beginning of the pandemic. So he is going to do everything he can to try and shore up his foreign policy credentials and to appear the global statesman again, which is why Xi and Putin are probably going to stick to the script that works for them. They're going to use this platform as an opportunity to denounce the West. They will criticize NATO and feel that they're both walking away with a strengthened alliance at a time when they both need it.
And learning from Ukraine's experience.
Yeah, absolutely, Willie. He said he saw a lot of parallels between Taiwan and Ukraine. Both are smaller democracies living in the shadow of a much larger authoritarian neighbor with vastly superior military forces. But Admiral Lee said he thought Taiwan's military could learn some lessons and take a lot of inspiration from Ukraine, especially in terms of how they've waged asymmetric warfare against the Russians. So Taiwan is never going to be able to outfight China in a conventional war. Taiwan is some 23 million people. China is 1.4 billion. But he said instead Taiwan needs to focus on highly mobile, very agile military units, move quickly, strike Chinese forces, and then get out of the way before they can respond again. He called this the Muhammad Ali strategy. I want you to take a listen to a little bit of what he had to say about how that would work.
Floats like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You can't hear me because you don't see me. If the all asymmetrical capability distributed all over the island considers very well, they cannot use the long-distance strike capability to attack us.
Now, Willie, in terms of putting that asymmetric strategy into practice, he said Taiwan needs to wean itself off of big-ticket American military hardware like F-16s, like tanks, like battleships, and instead focus on the kinds of weapons the Ukrainians have used so effectively, including those anti-ship missiles, which you and I talked about back when the Ukrainians sunk the Moskva, the Russian Black Sea flagship. He says Taiwan could employ those very effectively if the Chinese attempted a kind of D-Day style invasion across the Taiwan Straits, trying to land their forces on Taiwan's beaches. He said missiles like that could be absolutely devastating to the Chinese fleet as it draws near. Willie?
And quoting Muhammad Ali while doing it, very impressive. And of course, on the other side, China is watching the way the United States and the West has stepped in to back Ukraine against Russia. NBC's Raf Sanchez in Taiwan. Raf, thanks so much.